Sup you chuckle fucks, it's your boy Dark Record here with what if Issei found out that he got sold to, or what if Issei was sold towards Rias. So yeah, pretty much, how should I say? Pretty much his parents are just gonna sell him off. I know that shit's illegal in a lot of fucking states, but that is a fucking fact that might happen. Because mostly Issei is going to become a free fighter, a freeborn fighter. Not towards the whole Gremory Barrage, nah, fuck that shit. He's gonna be a pirate, if you haven't actually noticed the image, okay? But yeah, pretty much, if you haven't noticed, yes, he's gonna be a pirate. Other than that, let me begin. This is what if, let me shut the fuck up, and let me begin. So, we begin into mostly Issei. One day after mostly fighting against Rias and actually managed to defeat him, and blah 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 blah. Mostly that whole battle between him and Rias still happened. Him sacrificing his arm for mostly Rias, and other than that would still happen. But one day he will actually find out. Sure. But this is where, well, mostly he kind of found out after mostly a while when he's in his like family's house that mostly he found these like documents and papers from mostly like this huge bag of money that actually appeared. Mostly not huge bag of money with like gold and other stuff in the chest. But when he actually like looked through it and saw the paper, what he read actually made his heart sink in an instant. He read that mostly he is sold towards a Gremory family, mostly Rias in particular. That means he's no longer a hero entirely, but he is entirely. And this was kind of made out of secrecy. It wasn't actually it wasn't even talked to him or anything. It was literally made out of secrecy. His parents just sold him for money. And this is where, well, he actually noticed some plans, some other papers and some plans. Mostly these other documents are actually showing that they adopted Azia as fully their own child by changing Azia's name, like last name, towards Azia Hyoto instead of Azia Argento. And this is where, well, they have plans to go in on like a cruise and other shit without Issei because Issei sold off. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Issei won his eyes. This is where, well, he finds the dark truth about most of his parents. They really just sold him off for just money, at the same time, mostly for the fact that they have their own daughter now. And they actually did knew that mostly Issei was the Red Dragon Emperor. Because you see here, there's actually a seal on Issei. He can't fully unlock his like draconic power. It was because his parents actually sealed that off. Was because they are actually wizards. And they kind of saw the great value of him like having a sacred gear like that. The dangers and the great value, but yeah. But this is where, well, when Issei heard about this and also heard about a mark that was near his neck, he was shocked. Is that why he can't get or even use the boosted gear that much? Is this is where, well, he realized one thing. He was sold off to Rias Gremory. That means, this is where, well, he tries to look at the documents and when this happened. This happened not too long ago. It literally happened when he was around middle school. Literally around middle school. He got just sold off when he entered high school towards the Gremory. And they did tell the Gremory about mostly his sacred gear. This is where, well, he's realizing over hyperparenting about the fact that, did Rias know about this? This is where, well, he wanted his eyes, not she, mostly, he wanted his eyes realizing that with the Rainer killing him, that made the perfect cover-up story that mostly he died towards a fallen angel and got reincarnated into Rias Gremory's Barrage. This is where, well, he starts kind of crying because he wasn't thinking about this. He thought that maybe it was just a coincidence. Maybe this is where, well, he just like drops the notes down back onto the chest and like puts it back normally. He goes to his room, or supposedly his ex-room, and like kind of walk in there, kind of feeling depressed and sad. The only reason he's depressed and sad is because he's also depressed from the fact that he found out that Rias doesn't really love him. Like, he did kind of ask her one time while mostly the Barrage being there, and mostly Issei said, Rias, would you go out with me? This is where he stuttered a bit. This is where, well, mostly Rias said, sorry, I'm not really interested in relationships. And even if I had to go in a relationship, I would rather go in a relationship with the person I love. Sorry, but I'm not interested in Issei. Issei, he was heartbroken, shattered. He saved her, and yet, yeah, that didn't happen. This is where, well, also Issei nodded. He walked away after that. He was quite depressed. Like, he was very depressed. But this is where, well, mostly Issei kind of was even more depressed from the fact he was literally so off, but also the fact that he is a part of Rias Gremory, like permanently, like a servant, and just a servant, no relationship or any of that, making him literally just be a servant. This is where, well, mostly Issei was just depressed, absolute depressed. This is where, well, he felt like he was just. He didn't feel like a dragon who felt free or any of that. Because he does have a bit of draconic essence within him, thanks to the fact that he sacrificed his arm. So, of course, the draconic essence are kind of going around his body. Kind of slowly merging with, but of course, making it feel like he is suffocating. He feels like he is trapped. He feels like he isn't free. All dragons always meant, well, the most precious thing towards a dragon is freedom. But right now, Issei didn't feel free. He didn't feel good. He felt trapped. He felt like chained up like a dog. He wanted to be free. He didn't want to be chained up like a dog. He wanted to be his own person. He wanted to make his own goals. He wanted to be something more than just a pervert. Something more than just a person to be used in battle. He wanted to be someone respected, someone free. So during that night, during that day, he planned. He got all the money that he actually had in like his own, like mostly hidden compartment. And this is where, well, mostly he got all his stuff, like mostly all the stuff and other things. And this is where Diedrich, in his mind, mostly saw what Issei was thinking about. Which kind of made his, well, mostly he was happy for his partner to find kind of like this hope of freedom. And of course, in such a dark, twisted kind of way. But at the same time, he would tell his partner not to kind of go and become a stray because that can actually kill him. But this is where he did know that mostly even if he stayed, he would just be a slave to Rias permanently. And would he even have his own life? Not really. So Issei also did take some of the money from the chest that was in that, was it called chest? Because Issei said, fuck that, he doesn't give a damn. But this is where, well, during the night when it was kind of getting close to dark, of course, this is where Rias still wanted to live with Issei, even though she didn't really care about the fact that she didn't really care the fact that she did just reject him. But this is where, well, mostly she said that she wants to sleep with Issei and other things, so of course, mostly all of them were still kind of going on with like their fake personality, mostly parents and other than that. Rias wanted to sleep inside Issei's room, but when she kind of went inside Issei's room, Issei was nowhere to be found. Actually, when it was the kind of like breakfast of eating, Issei was not there or anywhere. This is where his parents were shocked and confused. This is where, well, they just thought that Issei was kind of running late. But Issei literally ran off during the, what's it called, afternoon. He ran off. He didn't care where he went. He didn't care where he just went at all. But he went on a ship out of Japan. He wanted to go overseas. He wanted to just kind of leave entirely. He wanted to just have his own life at this point. Just leave, become a stray. He doesn't give a damn. But this is where, well, mostly the dock, or mostly the ship dock, he managed to kind of get on was like a cargo ship. But it was towards a different place instead of like America or any of that. It was to a different place. But not the point. But this is where, well, mostly he kind of left and disappeared from existence. Or just went off the grid. Also, mostly the devil fruit magic was not being able to kind of find where he's at. Because thanks to Diedrich, he was actually using magic itself, his own draconic magic, to suppress the evil piece's magic. So mostly the devils will never be able to find him. But yeah. But we go into a time skip of several months later. Several months later. But yeah. This is where, well, mostly we go into a kind of battle between the White Dragon Empress, who is right now fighting against a user who is kind of, what's it called? But this is where, well, mostly Issei, or not Issei, mostly not, what the fuck am I going on? Sorry about that. But mostly the White Dragon Empress was fighting against mostly a user who was actually like a quite powerful, what's it called? But this is where, well, it was an evil dragon known as Layden. This is where, well, he came along with mostly, what was her goddamn name again? Fuck, I forgot. The dark-skinned girl, what's her name? Her name was Trish Leviathan? No, not Trish Leviathan. It was, fuck. Her name was Kateria Leviathan, and this is where, well, she really didn't die during the battle between Azo and not just yet. She used a magic spell so she wouldn't die. Kind of reborn herself into mostly kind of looking somewhat 17 years old somewhat. She hates this spell because she kind of lost some of her beauty. But this is where, well, she's now letting the evil dragon fight against the White Dragon Empress. This is where, well, the White Dragon Empress is getting helped by a guy named Aaron, known as Aaron. This is where, well, mostly the new boyfriend of Rias Gremory. But this is where, well, he has the Sacred Cure. It's kind of lower than the, what's it called, Longitis. Is not a Longitis, but entirely, it's quite powerful. But this is where, well, mostly it's called Courage and Bravery. Sacred Gear is like two dragons mixing together, allowing him to have a power that's known as, yeah, together. Mostly those two elements together, Bravery and Courage. But yeah, kind of increasing his power every time he feels either Courage or Bravery. This is where, well, mostly those two are fighting against mostly the evil dragon, but the evil dragon is quite powerful. And the other factions, mostly like Seraph, Lucifer, mostly Leviathan, mostly Seraphal, Leviathan, and mostly like Michael or even Azo. Azo is the one also they're fighting. But this is where, well, mostly all three of those are right now kind of trying to protect the children behind them, the young kind of generation, like Rias and Sona's Paraj, Irina, and like, well, mostly Azo did also bring like other people with him. But this is where, well, they're right now also getting protected. This is where, well, mostly, as I was saying, damn, this is powerful. This guy's stronger than ever. I should have known an evil dragon like him is going to be here. Well, I wasn't expecting that, but my God, I wasn't expecting the group to literally bring an evil dragon. This is bad. What should we do? This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Landers is right now laughing, saying, wow, you people are so weak. This is where he grabs Aaron from the face and right now smash him down to the ground, punching what's it called, mostly, it's called the White Dragon Empress in the stomach and launching her away, smashing into mostly Azo, who's Azo was in his balance breaker. It's like, mostly artificial balance breaker and smashing into the school. And this is where, well, they're both kind of almost knocked out. This is where Azo say, hey, Valerie, are you okay? Valerie is trying to wake up and say, yeah, he's too powerful. This is where Aaron tries to get back up and he feels bravery and courage. But this is where, well, he tries to punch at mostly the evil dragon, but the evil dragon grabbed his arm, snapped it, and then ripped it off of him. This is where, well, the evil dragon grins and then sends a huge wood spike to this guy's chest. This is where Rhea screamed, no, Aaron! This is where, well, mostly everyone is just shocked and horrified. This is where, well, right now, mostly, what's it called? The evil dragon's laughing, saying, wow, you are so pathetic. I thought you were going to be more powerful. Where's the Red Dragon Emperor anyway? If the White Dragon Emperor is here, then the Red Dragon Emperor should be around here, isn't he? Man, I'm disappointed that the Red Dragon has disappeared off the grid. Maybe he died and another user has appeared. But that's impossible because I haven't found his energy signature. So boring. This is where, well, someone say, oh, yeah, so boring indeed. Very boring. I thought this battle was going to go anyway. This is where, well, Laudin kind of just turns around. Oh, yeah, Laudin, whatever. I'm going to just say that. This is where, well, Aladdin, no, not Aladdin, mostly, Layden kind of just turned around to see a guy who's right now sitting on a bench. Literally, like, sitting on a bench. Having longish brown hair. His eyes being kind of a darkish brown color. But this is where one is darkish brown because the other is an eye patch. And this is where, well, he's literally wearing this just fancy-ass pirate outfit. This is where, well, he kind of looks very stoic and just seems not to care. But this is where, well, he has a trident behind him, literally like a trident weapon. And this is where, well, he also does have a sword, like either it's like a cutlass or whatever. But this is where, well, he also kind of has mostly this weird energy aura to him, but really no one can tell. This is where, well, Mostly he looks like Issei, but an older version, and like someone that literally matured through like countless of storms or battles. This is where what's it called? Fucking. Layden turns around and says, "Who are you?" Hmm? Me? Who am I? That's a good question. Well, you can call me. What should you call me? Ah, that is right. You can call me Issei. D. Freeborn. This is where, well, mostly everyone heard the first name and then got confused with the, what's it called, D initial? Yeah, the D initial and his, like, middle name or whatever. And then they were even more confused about his last name. This is where Layden says, huh? Issei D. Freeborn? What an interesting name you have there. Tell me, are you connected with Issei Hyoto? Not in the slightest. I mean, you can say that was my past self. Now, it's time for you to fight the reborn of myself. Someone that just was born out of, well, mostly the chains and toward the truth of chains. And now I'm free. Free to do whatever. Unless you're a marine who stands in my way to try to train me up, I suggest you back down. Dragon. This is where, well, mostly Issei's tone of voice was dark and malicious. This is where, well, somewhat dark and malicious. It was very calm until it became like a storm, very dark and malicious. This is where Layden grins. He's grinned like a madman, saying, "This guy's gonna be fun." But before anything can happen, an aura right now suppressed against mostly Layden. Layden widened his eyes, saying, "What is this? I felt like I must bow down towards him. But why? What is this aura? It feels like a king. It feels like he's beyond the power level of a normal dragon user. What is this? This is immense, powerful. What the hell?" This is where Layden, in his human draconic form, mostly his evil human draconic form, right now is just kind of sweat dropping. He is right now getting suppressed down by just Issei's will. Issei is right now using Conqueror Spirit. Right now being the supreme color of Conqueror Spirit. And his Conqueror Spirit is literally a white kind of like, literally a white color. This is where, well, it's a white kind of blend with a red color, but yeah. Like mostly like red kind of white line will be crackling around him somewhat, but yeah. So like white with like red outlines, but yeah. Or no, not red and white outlines. So mostly it just looks like Shanks' kind of Conqueror Talking, or even like Goldie Rogers' Conqueror Talking was like a black lightning with like red outline, but yeah. Yes, he's kind of showing off like this red Conqueror Talking. This is where, well, ferocious kind of crimson red, but yeah. This is where, well, right now, Layden is, this guy's strong. Very strong. This is where Kateria kind of notices, and she was kind of blushing. Not at the fact that mostly his power is quite powerful, it's right now making her submit, but also the fact that he is quite handsome, even though he has no eye in one eye because it's covered up. The other eye is dark brown, and his hair is like darkish brown, and is literally just being kind of blown throughout the air because it's kind of long. He does have earrings. He does look like a straight up a pirate. Someone that right now hates mostly just being suppressed by being suppressed and chained up like a dog, but instead he's like more like a freedom fighter. Those who actually believe in those who needs liberation, and other than that, this is where she's kind of blushing. She looks away. She's trying to look away, but she keeps taking some small glances at mostly Issei. This is where, well, mostly Issei walks towards Layden, and Layden is saying, "Damn it, his power. I can attack him. Yes, I can." This is where, well, before he could even attack mostly Issei, someone appeared right next to Issei, right now pointing, or not pointing a gun towards Issei, but right next to Layden, right now pointing a gun straight to his head. This is where, well, Layden widened his eyes. He didn't even see this guy, but yet he was fast on his feet. This is where, well, mostly the person had like this silverish white kind of like grayish hair somewhat. This person actually appeared right next to mostly Layden, and Layden was just shocked. He has right now a kind of pistol put at mostly, like a flintlock put at mostly Layden's head. This is where, well, mostly Issei walks forward towards mostly like past Layden, walks towards mostly Aaron's like almost dead body. And this is where Aaron looks up and says, Who are you?" This is where Issei smirks and says, "Me? I'm just I'm a liberator fighter. Tell me, before I decide to use my devil fruit to heal you, Also, this is one of Issei's devil fruits. He has 4, but don't worry about it, how he actually managed to do that. But this is one of his devil fruits. Before I decide to heal you, tell me, who in this world do you love the most? What do you cherish the most? This is where, well, Aaron coughed up blood, saying, I cherish Rias Gremory, my girlfriend. I see. How long were you two dating? A while? Why? Let's see. Let's say 8 months ago. Were you two dating at that time? Yes. Did you know about your sacred gear? What does she know about your sacred gear? Yes. Courage and bravery. So tell me, in your state of power, will you be able to defeat Riser Phoenix? I mean, he got defeated by the Red Dragon Emperor, so I would have guessed so, yes. I mean, you do realize I'm the Red Dragon Emperor right now, standing right in front of you. This is where, well, everyone in his eyes, realizing that Issei. And of course, his trembling power is still aura right now. His Conqueror's Hawkins right now hitting also Eren. He has no really mercy or care for people, so yeah. If it isn't his crewmates, why should he care? This is where, well, Eren realized his power is quite powerful, and he can easily just, well, realize that what he just said might have pissed the fuck off of Issei. Because yes, Eren was actually the first kind of lover for Rias, and could have easily defeated Riser if he was with Rias, like mostly he was in her barrage. But no, Rias didn't do that because she was in love with him. Because, yeah, and this is where, well, mostly Issei says, I'm gonna just let you just bleed out and die, okay? I'm not helping you. Good luck with that. This is where Eren says, wait, no, please, help me. It's not my fucking problem. Not my monkeys. Not my circus. Not my monkeys. Not my problem. Goodbye. Go ask your fucking whoever the hell can revive you, because it ain't me. This is where, well, Issei said, Nathan, this is where, well, mostly the person known as Nate in his first, mostly mate. This is where Issei snapped his fingers, and Nathan already knew what exactly happened. So, of course, he just blows, what's it called, Layden's head off. This is where, well, with his, like, mostly flintlock not being a normal flintlock. It had armament hawking, and mostly armament hawking would be able to just even neglect and destroy through, what's it called, magic, and even regeneration, whatever. But also the fact that that bullet was also made out of a lightning bullet that just evaporated what they call mostly the head of what they call mostly the head of Layden. This is where Layden just died in an instant. His head was destroyed in an instant. Even if he was like this evil dragon, even with evil dragon's mentality of fighting even through death, he couldn't be able to just defeat that. This is where Nathan says, mostly the silver hair guy says, so, what are we doing next? Don't know. This is where, well, Issei noticed Irina, and this is where, well, Issei kind of walked over towards the factions, and this is where, well, mostly what Issei did to the, mostly just the bubble that was there, is flicked his finger and destroyed it. He destroyed the whole bubble in an instant. This is where, well, making the 3 leaders widen their eyes. Michael, Serzex, and Seraphol. This is where, well, Azo was up there, and he was just shocked to see a pirate right now snap through, or just like flicked his finger once and destroy the bubble. This is where Issei walks past and sees mostly Irina and gives a small little smile. This is where, well, mostly Issei was about to hug her until this is where Rias appears saying, where have you been? And why didn't you say, what's it called, Eren? And this is where Issei just smacked the shit for like, move out my way, bitch. Like, Issei literally, he wouldn't hit a girl that much. Well, not entirely. His personality did turn into 180, and he hates people who get in his way. And pretty much just smacked the shit out of Rias, like, move, bitch. This is where, well, she was on the ground, and this is where, well, her brother was about to attack mostly Issei, until mostly, there was actually a bullet right now through, what's it called, Cersei's chest, that wasn't actually aimed from Eren, it was someone else, a sniper, and this is where, well, mostly Michael and Seraphol widened their eyes. This is where, or not Michael, mostly, yeah, Michael and what's it called, Seraphol widened their eyes. This is where, well, they would have made a magic barrier, but this is where, well, that's the problem. Before they could actually make a magic barrier, this is where, well, right now, Michael wasn't really attacked, but Seraphol was knocked out by, well, Nathan. This is where Nathan kind of says, what an annoying bunch. This is where, well, I should also mention that both, what's it called, Zenobia and Kiba did try to attack Nathan, but Nathan just blocks them with ease. You see here, Nathan's almost the same age as mostly Issei. He is actually 17, and he blocked both Zenobia and Kiba, who are even the same age as him, but Nathan's much more skilleder. He blocked them with a tiny sword. This is where, well, Nathan just kind of flicked the tiny sword right now, pushing both of them away, and this is where he then slashes both of them, right now, cutting them in the chest, and right now making them knocked out in an instant, which is a bit of Conqueror's Wave. This is where knocking them both out. This is where, well, right now, Ozzy is seeing this and just horrified. She just sees two of her teammates just get knocked out. Eren is almost dead. Like, she has to run over to actually help him. But that's the problem. A bullet was actually aimed to Eren's head. Yeah, kind of. The sniper didn't really know if she should kill him or not. Yes, the sniper in this one is a girl for one of Issei's crewmates, and just killed them off. Yeah, she really didn't care. She just killed him. Cause pretty much, if Issei didn't help him in the first time, then why would she just leave someone alive? She killed him, and shot him in the heart. Also shot him right near the kind of leg, stomach, and this is where she then throws a grenade just to completely evaporate him, making sure that he won't be able to be reincarnated. Yeah, he was killed pretty fucking fast. This is where, well, mostly Rias sees this. Well, she's knocked out. She can't really do anything. This is where, well, all she can do is try to talk to Issei, but Issei refused to talk to her at all, because mostly Issei, when he kind of noticed Ozzy trying to reach for his, like, arm, this is where Issei says, "You touch me and I'll cut that arm off of yours, you damn filthy devil." This is where making Ozzy right now stumble away from mostly Issei's, like, mostly venomous tone. This is where, well, right now Irina sees this, and all she can see is Issei looking like a complete badass. Also the fact that he doesn't like devils, and the fact that he just defeated, or just managed to just walk past an evil dragon without care in the world. And the dragon felt terrified. This is where, well, Issei noticed Irina and grins at her and saying, "So, it's been a while, Irina, and now you're an angel, so pure. So very pure. And I'm a pirate. So, I can't believe that basically we choose two different paths. You're a hero of the angels, while I'm a pirate. A pirate who's right now wanted by the world government. It seems that both of our paths decide to go into different paths." That's where, well, Irina sees Issei right now just joking, laughing about his, like, pirate's decision. Which entirely, yes, he's a criminal to the world government, and someone who should be feared and kind of respected. Because he does fight for freedom, he does show kind of kindness and gesture, but when you piss him off, he's a different being. He shows no mercy. He shows kindness, gentleness, like similar to that of like a panda a bit. Like, think about it like this. He's like a panda. On one side, he's so kind, gentle, and kind of lazy sometimes. But this is where, well, when you piss him off and annoy him, he can easily become a dragon, a monster who right now destroys anything in his path, daring to actually annoy him or his loved ones. Or his, what's it called, family. Which his family is actually like his crew, but yeah. But this is where, well, Issei is right now saying, "Still, I'm not gonna lie, Irina. You became quite beautiful from the last time I saw you. From mostly when we were children, I really thought you were a boy. But I can see that you were a girl here. I mean, unless there was some kind of magic spell that hits you and actually turned you into a girl. Which is kind of odd. I kind of think that you were a girl from when we were children. You did act somewhat like a girl. You did kind of always punch me in the face, or kind of kick me out of the pool or mostly into the shower if we were going to wash up together. Which, now that I think about it, is kind of weird for children to do something like that." This is where, well, mostly Irina's face was almost entirely red. She is red from mostly Issei's look. Like, his look is just completely charming as hell. He can easily just kind of rizz up any girl with just his conqueror rizz alone. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, "Well, there's not the point. Still nice to see you again, Irina. Irina-chan." This is where, well, mostly Issei grabbed her hand and kissed it. This is where making Irina almost turn fully red, and she just passed out. She was all kind of shaking, giggling a bit. Right now, laughing the fact that mostly Issei just kissed her hand. her childhood friend. Yeah, mostly Irina didn't really cheat on Issei because, well, entirely she didn't really care about Erina at all. So, well, mostly Issei just kind of smirks at seeing Irina just pass out, like some kind of schoolgirl she's acting like. This is where, well, mostly Issei noticed Akano, and he knows that Akano wasn't the type to cheat on anyone, and of course she really didn't like anyone or love anyone at the time. So of course this is where, well, Issei says, "Hey Akano." Akano almost shot lightning at him, but this is where, well, the lightning got converted by mostly, Nathan. This is where Nathan says, "You know you should be careful, Captain." He says, "I'll be fine, don't worry. I'm just going to talk to her. If she tries to attack you with lightning again, I won't be able to stop it. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Nathan, you need to calm down. How about go find, I don't know, a girl who'll be loving you?" This is where Nathan scoffs and says, "Whatever, do whatever then, Captain." This is where, well, Issei says, "Hey, Akano. It's been a while." This is where, well, Akano narrowed her eyes. She just saw her friend just get bitch smacked by Issei. Azia was threatened. Both Kiba and Zenobia are knocked out. Koneko is still alive, but she's terrified of Issei's conqueror spirit. And also, Eren is dead. Even though she never liked Eren because he was also quite perverted, but more lustful and more active, similar to that of Riser, which she didn't even know why Rias liked him. Probably because of his charms, but not much. This is where, well, we'll see. Eren did try to touch her once, but this is where, well, Akano didn't let that happen. Because, well, that's when she is kind of sadistic and a masochist at the same time, but she just doesn't like people kind of touching her. But yeah, this is where, well, she glares at Issei, and Issei kind of just says, "What? What are you looking at me?" She then says, "So, if you're really Issei, why did you come back? Why did you come back to this hellhole?" This is where, well, Issei says, "I really don't know. I think I just kind of wanted to relax a bit before I go back into my pirate adventures. You know, maybe I should kill both of my parents for the fact they sold me off." This is where, well, Azia heard this, and this is where she said, no, that can't be true." This is where he says, "Shut up there, brat. Before I actually kill you, you're starting to piss me off." Azia shuts up after a while. This is where Koneko is seeing Issei, and this is where, well, she's terrified of his aura. This is where Issei noticed her, and this is where, well, all he can think about is scaring that little cat more. So this is where Issei grins with such a malicious grin, and right now uses a bit of his aura, Conqueror's aura, to right now aim towards mostly Koneko. Koneko gets terrified instantly. She's right now holding onto Akano quite tightly behind her. She's like terrified. This is where Akano narrow her eyes at mostly Issei, knowing exactly damn well that mostly Issei's doing this on purpose, making Koneko quite terrified of him. This is where, well, mostly Akano says, "Can you stop that, Issei-kun?" This is where Issei says, "Kun? I thought you would call me something else." "Shut up." This is where, well, mostly Akano said. This is where Issei says, "Whoa, quite the language words of, well, quite the mouth you have there. You know, you shouldn't be calling someone who's much more powerful than you kind of words like those." This is where Akano said, "And what are you gonna do?" This is where, well, she then says, "Are you going to fuck?" This is where, well, mostly he said, kind of just like cover her mouth and says, "Wow, quite naughty words you're gonna say, but no, I'm not." This is where, well, all that Issei does is grab her hand and kiss it, and says, "I'm just gonna kiss it gently, cause I'm not a douchebag to be, well, mostly being pricks to women. I might look like a murderous bastard who doesn't care about people's feelings, but I'm not that much of a horrible person. Other than that, bye." Issei walks away from her, but this is where, well, he kind of bumps into mostly a fallen angel named Luna. This is where Luna and mostly Issei narrow their eyes at each other. This is where, well, mostly Luna kind of looks like Rainer a bit, but mostly her eyes are kind of like a lightish, darkish, purplish silver color, with mostly her hair being like a really blackish color, but mostly with like highlights of silver. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, "And who the hell are you?" This is where Luna says, "Luna." This is where Issei says, "Issei." This is where Luna nodded and Issei nodded. they really just kind of had this weird vibe with each other. Mostly that she kind of sent this aura of him, well, aura of hers towards him, but this is where Issei kind of blocked it with his own aura called Conquer Spirits. This is where she admires with his strength, and both of them just nodded. They kind of just straight up became mates like that. And I mean, literally, of course, this is where, well, Issei did take her hand and kiss it, mostly kissed with the call Luna's, which made her kind of blush a bit. But this is where, well, mostly Issei didn't just like kiss her hand with just gentle and caress. He also used his special devil fruit. This is called the Kyo Kyo no Mi. Being allowing, it's like lock. It's a permanent devil fruit that either locks or unlocks, but can also unlock mostly people's potential or seal their abilities away. But he's unlocked mostly, well, mostly, he unlocked Irina's, Akuno's, and even Luna's abilities to the kind of maximum potential, but yeah. But this is where, well, Issei then walks away. This is where, well, he noticed the White Dragon Empress flying up in the air with her kind of divine wings. And this is where, well, Issei spreads out his own draconic wings thanks to his double fruit, one of his third double fruits that being is a Zoan type. And this is where, well, he kind of flies up to see her. And this is where he says, well, you're quite beautiful. I'm guessing you're the White Dragon Empress. The White Dragon Empress narrowed her eyes, and this is where she says, yeah, I am. And you must be Issei. Yo, no. You mistake me here. My name is Issei D. Not newborn, mostly Issei D. Freeborn. And I am a pirate. I mean, plain simple, pirate captain. But not the point. What's your name, beautiful? This is where Issei's kind of risen her up by kind of conqueror's hockey. Not really releasing it, but just kind of like pushing his hair up a bit. Kind of making him look kind of good looking. Making mostly Valerie look away a bit because she's blushing. She wasn't expecting this Red Dragon Emperor to be quite a flirt, and in fact she's quite good at raising up people. She says her name is Valerie Lucifer. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, I see, Valerie Lucifer. Issei takes her hand and just kisses it gently. But this is where Valerie noticed the change in her power really fast. She felt the unlock of something. This is where, oh, she noticed Issei, and this is where Issei was about to fly away until Valerie grabbed his hand, saying, wait, what did you do to me exactly? What do you mean what I did to you? You did something. What did he do? Unlock your potential. Why, beautiful? This is where, well, mostly making Valerie blush and at the comment, but this is where, well, she said, how? This is where Issei says, I have an ability that allows me to unlock or seal away people's abilities or potentials. And now I just unlocked yours. You don't need to thank me. Other than that, I should be going. Issei flies back down to the ground, and that's where Issei says, my man. This is where he pops his bones and saying, off to kill my parents. This is where Sona says right now stops. We'll see Issei right in front and says, wait, you're not going anywhere. What about school? What about all this? Are you really just going to... Issei say, shush. This is where, Sona glare at him, but this is where Issei says, man, your glaring is almost the same type of glaring as my first mate. This is where Nathan kind of says, fuck you, bitch. This is where, mostly Issei says, actually, Nathan. This is where Nathan says, what? I found you a girlfriend. This is where, mostly Nathan says, I am not dating the devil. Fuck you. This is where Issei says, I mean, this is the only way for that fucking stick that's actually shoved up there to be pulled out. That's where Nathan says, I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you, bastard. Issei chuckles, but this is where, mostly Issei then looks at Sona and says, but in actual reality, no. I'm not going back. Why should I? I'm a pirate. Unless you want a freaking criminal in the, mostly same place as normal students, I suggest no. That's stupid there, Sona. Very stupid. Also, I should mention Issei been just kind of smiling, grinning to girls that he kind of likes or find interesting entirely. But entirely, this is where, Issei says, yeah, not going. Sona says, but you have to. You haven't even graduated. This is where Issei says, he goes back up to Sona and says, Sona, being really close to her, Sona. I'm a pirate criminal. Also, if you want to see my bounty, this is where Issei pulls out his bounty, and it shows him to have either, well, mostly 1.7 billion on his head. Yes, mostly it literally says bring dead, not alive. Literally bring him dead, because mostly people see him as a threat. Well, not 1.7 billion. Mostly it's mostly it's like 3.7 billion not berries. Mostly, you get the point. Because he is dangerous. He is quite dangerous. He is not up at the same highest rank as like the others, but he is quite dangerous. That's where he says, other than that, I'll be going. I'm gonna go freaking kill my parents now, if you don't mind me. This is where Issei walks off, but yeah. But this is where, well, mostly, she was just shocked at mostly Issei's words, and she was kind of angry. And this is where, well, she rushes over towards Issei because she didn't like his attitude or any of that. But Nathan actually appeared right in front of, well, mostly Sona. But before she can even stop, or even just stop herself from actually colliding with mostly, what's it called, Nathan? This is where, well, mostly Nathan was about to stop her, but until something happens, he felt like mostly like something happened, like something like time for himself just kind of moved. So of course he wasn't fast enough to stop her, and of course mostly Sona just felt like she speed up. And that's where Nathan realized what it was. It was Issei's fourth double fruit. A double fruit that is a Logia, and it's a timed double fruit. And this is where what exactly happened is both mostly Nathan and Sona collided. This is where, well, making Sona kind of land on Nathan, and Nathan falls down on the ground. Of course, both of them are actually kind of connected by kissing each other. Both Sona and Nathan are just eyes widened. This is where, well, this is where Sona gets up, and this is where her face is entirely all red. Seraph sees this, and holy shit, she couldn't believe it. Her Sona 10 just kissed a guy who is not half bad, but still. This is where, well, she felt enraged, heartbroken, and a lot of things. This is where Nathan glares back at Issei and says, "You son of a bitch, I knew you did this." This is where Issei giggles and laughs and just says, I didn't do anything. You don't blame this on my fault. That was your fault. I didn't do any of it. It's not like I can control fate that you wanted to kiss her luscious lips. This is where, oh, Nathan glares at Issei and says, "Fuck you." This is where he sends his own conqueror spirit, while mostly Issei uses his own conqueror spirit. Both of them just clashes in the middle. A silverish blue with mostly a crimson kind of blackish red. Both of them just clashes in the middle. This is where, well, mostly both of them clash at each other. But this is where, oh, Issei chuckles and laughs and says, "Well, I'll be going back. I'll be talking to mostly White Death to see if she was, well, to see how many people does she just kill out of boredom." This is where, well, mostly Nathan flips off Issei, but this is where, well, he kind of looks back at mostly Sona, and this is where, well, Nathan had to think of something to actually kind of talk to Sona. But we go into a time skip with that. Other than that, I'm gonna leave it off here for part mostly 1, but for right now, bye soon, yeah, and good night, or goodbye. You get the point.